So what we got next, Shaw?
Well, Norwich at home to Southampton after a great result in the last game where they beat Brentford.
Yeah.
And Brentford was one of my bankers on the betting forum.
Well, again, all because we're against Norwich. So no.
Me too.
Well, not all the and also their pre-season form, the early season form.
Yeah, I didn't expect a Norwich win at all.
No,
Okay.
me neither. I mean, I had them. And,
And we get it, and see you, Fark.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Fark's
so
gone,
we
hasn't he?
obviously premeditated one, that wasn't it? No matter what the result, he was going.
Well, the whole start of the season, he hasn't been good. Norwich haven't been good. And if you look at how they were playing last season in the Championship, it's just basically boom. Okay, the Premier League is completely different to the Championship, but then again, you look at Brentford. Okay, they slipped in. You expected a better performance from Norwich than what they've been.
And also, Norwich got 4 points out of this game, these fixtures last season. So the whole fixtures.
They did.
So actually, had a little bit of a hoodoo on Brentford in a way, I guess. But yeah, I think Fark was its right decision in a way. I was very.
It is for Norwich and the Norwich fans, yeah.
Yeah, I thought when when he came out, I've said it before, when he came out after 7 games, said point his progress. After 7 games, I just thought, no matter how much patience you've got, you have to get rid of that guy. You can't be saying that progress 1 point after 7 games. That's terrible, and it was definitely the right decision to let him go.
I mean, you say that, and yes, I think Norwich City had been thinking prior to this, you know what I mean? It was time for him to go. It's kind of amazing that Dean Smith got sacked at Aston Villa, and they've appointed Dean Smith as the new manager.
Yeah, he lost 5 of the bouts, didn't he? Which kind of.
But it's a bit hypocritical, a bit defeats the object.
Well, they haven't been playing that badly, have they? Norwich have been playing terribly. I kept saying Villa aren't playing badly, but they're just not getting results.
I just think
maybe it was a time for a change at Villa.
I just think it's an odd decision for Norwich to take Dean Smith.
Well, Frank Lampard turned them down.
All right.
And we said it before about how Steven Gerrard's gone and taken a very different path to Frank Lampard. He's gone to Rangers, he's going to Villa, and then he obviously expects to go to Liverpool at some point in the future. Frank Lampard went from Derby, dropped in the Championship essentially, went to Chelsea, obviously not getting results for Chelsea, but then doesn't want to take on a team like Norwich. Because he doesn't want another stain in his record, I think. Because I think they have got.
I can totally agree with that.
They've just got a low base level of players. I think they're just not really a Premiership team with the squad they've got.
But then again, there's not much expectation there neither. He would have been going from too high an expectation to no expectation whatsoever. So maybe he's just waiting for that,
But Frank Lampard didn't do it with Derby in the Championship, whereas Dean Smith has done that with Aston Villa in the Championship. So I think the reason why they've gone with Dean Smith is because they are anticipating basically that they're going to need a Championship manager to get them back up again.
Aye, well said. Well said. Aye, that could well be it. I don't know. How do you see this one playing out? Yet another new manager. Players under a new manager kind of tend to excel, don't they? They put the best in.
Yeah.
Well, they won their last game, so they've also got that.
Two early goals in that game as well.
Yeah.
So, clinging on a little bit at the end.
But they're away from home to Brentford, so take my hat off to them. So
I'm gonna go for a Norwich loss.
Well, Strauss was saying about Southampton last time out that we don't give them enough credit, and I kind of agree with him.
They're a good side.
We just kind of overlook it because of they had quite a lot of draws, and it was like, and you look at the league position. But sometimes teams don't deserve that. I think Crystal Palace is a good example of that, where they had 6 draws or whatever, and then all of a sudden they win a few games, and look where they are. Southampton, I think, are a team pretty much like that, and I think Southampton.
Yeah, I think so. So they've got a lot of fight about them. They're a good side. They are a good side. Yeah, Southampton win for me then.
Well, see, now
Can't agree with this again.
I can't agree with you two. I can't agree with you two. Okay, right? Look, the reason I'm not agreeing with you two is not because I don't want to agree with you two, just for the sake of not agreeing with you two, okay, right? Which, wouldn't be too bad, to be totally honest, but, I'm looking at it this way. Southampton, as I said, because of the amount of draws, okay, they haven't been finishing games off when they had opportunities, and they're lacking something. They're lacking something in front of goal, hence the amount of draws they've had this season. Norwich, they've just come off of a win against Brentford, so the players, okay, should, in theory, have a double motivation kick.
Yeah, I get you.
One,
yeah,
they've come off a win, which finally, okay, they've got a win, so maybe they've got some self-belief in them now, Plus, you've got Dean Smith, okay, who's inside there. And again, it's a new manager. You go back to the fact that the players are going to want to perform for him, going to want to perform for themselves, obviously, and for the fans, okay? They're in the Premier League. They, obviously, any player that goes from Championship to Premier wants to stay there. No one wants to go back down.
No.
And they've had an abysmal run up until now. I think this game's going to end in a draw. I just, I can't see either one winning.
Right.
Watford at home to Manchester United. We go with keeper on this one because he had a thought.
A little opinion beforehand.
I want to see if he sticks with that opinion in public.
No, honestly, I am going to stick with that opinion. Right, okay. Manchester United, great squad. Not really au fait with their manager. I don't think they've got a...
I'm sure you described the manager in a different term last time around. He's just being nice.
For here, I'll say that he's a bit weak.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
You said it was a soft touch 2 weeks ago, so
he is. I think he's a soft touch. I think he lets them get away with a bit too much. I did mention before, there's obviously been a bit of controversy. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo has stuck his beak in, and he's not happy about the training. And
do you blame him?
I don't blame him because he really is a model professional. And
he's probably got one of the world's best physical regimes based, but that's really for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily for every player,
but his last club at Juventus, I don't imagine that training in Italy is very slack.
No, it's not. We know that. It's kind of like, they are.
It's very, it's a regime.
Yeah.
But anyway, going away from that, I don't know. I think Watford could beat them. They're not having a great time at the moment. A lot of pressure under them. And for me, they got toused by Liverpool. Just lost the Manchester derby. And it could have been a lot more than 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. De Gea helping them out.
Yeah, from his own players.
Yeah. I honestly think that, it's kind of... You look at the Manchester United team, and you look at them on paper, and you think, wow, what a great team. They're kind of all at 6s and 7s at the moment.
I think they're a great bunch of great individuals. A great collection of individuals.
They're not pulling together as a team.
No, and obviously I watched Manchester derby. City didn't have to get out of second gear to beat them. and dominated possession, restricted United to one shot on City's goal, 2 shots on their own. They had to save, well, we did save for the first one because it went through, but they had more shots on their own goal than they did on City's. And that just basically says what absolute garbage performance that was for United. Yeah. But then they had one against Liverpool at home the last time they played at home, and they bounced back against a weak Tottenham side.
Quick question.
And they're going to... So go on.
No, finish.
No, I was going to say, and against a weak Watford side, they'll probably do the same.
Okay, quick question, yeah? Do you think the players are playing for the manager?
No, I don't. I think they're playing for their own egos, and I've consistently said that. I don't think they actually particularly have much respect for anybody but themselves anyway, because they're egotistical players. You know, you look at Ronaldo, he's always been about himself. I mean, Fernandes was trying to shout at players and trying to almost be the captain, basically. On that day, Maguire looked like he was off with the fairies. You know, Shaw got actually 2 nasty knocks to the head, so you can forgive him a little bit for playing a bit under par. But yeah, you know, you look at the base of that squad, and it's like, you know, I think they spend too much time looking in the mirror and not looking at the team.
Well, I mean, Roy Keane gave Maguire a proper kicking, didn't he?
Well, he crucified him.
Yeah. Crucified him in the media. I mean, obviously the other night Maguire scored for England, and
he went even more ballistic on it.
Just a bit. I don't think they're not a unit. They're individuals, and
well, they can always pull that result because obviously they've got so much talent.
They've got a great lot of talent. But if Watford go out there with the right mentality and they go for them, I don't see why they can't get a result against this team at this moment.
But you think?
I think it's going to be Man Utd win. I think they're going to bounce.
Fair enough.
Bounce back again. I just think Watford under Ranieri are probably a bit too much of a pushover for them, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'll agree with something that Keith said. Yeah, if they have the right mentality, they go out with the right mentality. Watford, they must be thinking. Ranieri must be thinking, this is the best time to play Manchester United.
Yeah.
Get at them. Okay. Put them under pressure, and if they do that, then they may have a possibility of or getting something out of the game or making it a close contest.
Definitely.
But that said, I have to agree with you, okay? The collection of individuals, although I can't see them playing as a team unit, I still think they have too much for Watford, and I still believe that Manchester United, definitely on paper, and should be on the pitch. They should, take care of Watford. And it's also about self-pride, because, you know, when you go out and play football, you really don't want to lose. So, I mean, if the team isn't playing for the manager...
I don't think he's got respect. If people aren't turning up for training on time, if people aren't training as hard as they should do, you know, all right, Cristiano Ronaldo's got a lot of... extra training things that he does, and that's maybe not for every player, but it pretty much should be. I think, you know, there's discontent in the dressing room, isn't there? Because if you're putting it in and no one else is putting it in around you, you're going to feel like, what am I doing at this football club? And I saw the Roy Keane interview with Gary Neville, where he said basically the same thing. He said, you know, I didn't really speak in the dressing room because I'd done all my speaking on the training pitch. And I fought as hard as I could for every ball on the training pitch.
Absolutely.
I ran the miles on the training pitch. I put in the work. And if I didn't think he should be on the team, I'd go to the manager before the game and say he's not tried hard enough. And I think that's what Ronaldo's doing with Solskjaer, but I think Solskjaer's not a strong enough person compared to Ferguson.
No.
And I think that's United's problem. As I say, long may it continue because I'm not disappointed in it whatsoever. But it is sad, I'm sure, for supporters of such a big football club to see their team in such disarray.
Do you believe that Solskjaer will still be at Manchester United at the end of the season?
I think he's got until Christmas. I think he's gone to Christmas, and then he has to have a massive turnaround before.
I agree. I think it's a matter of weeks, actually. I mean, where are we now? Mid-November.
And they spent a lot of money as well. They spent a hell of a lot of money. It's about outspent everyone else in the Premier League over the last 3 years.
Yeah. I mean,
that's including Chelsea and City. Well, Newcastle will get anywhere near close to the amount of money they spent.
No.
In the next 3 or 4 years. So,
No.
The fact that they spent that much money and invested in Solskjaer, and the fact that these results are so.
Turn of the year, mate.
Yeah.
Turn of the year for me. Unless he turns it around, I think
Wait, I don't think he can.
they'll give him the Christmas fixtures. If it doesn't work out in that cluster of fixtures, which is heavy, I think
a lot of this depends on actually your club. I think a lot of this depends on Arsenal. I think if Man United are losing that 4th place to Arsenal or West Ham, and they're looking like they're dropping further and further behind, they've got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Look, the way I
Can't
see
afford to be outside the Champions League.
Yeah, look, the way I see it is that one, I don't think Solskjaer should be there at this moment of time. But then again, saying that, I remember one of the podcast videos which I'd done on Arteta in one of my earlier videos, and I think titled Arteta to get the sack, and I predicted that Arteta would probably get the sack if he didn't turn the results around.
Mm-hmm.
But I did, and I will always underline this, I did say I don't want him to get the sack.
No.
I just want him to prove me wrong, which he's done now, yeah?
No, you definitely said
And
that.
I think that the Manchester United supporters, the only thing they want is the same thing. So, yeah, if Solskjaer can actually do what Arteta's done now, then, yeah, his position is saved, okay? But the problem with Solskjaer, I can't see it happening because
I
he's too
can't see it
much
either.
one of the boys, and he can't be one of the boys. You can't allow.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, once you
that separation between the two.
Well, once you become the boss, you're not one of the boys anymore.
Yeah.
No, she tries to be either. Otherwise, you're just trying to recreate the atmosphere you had in the dressing room when
you were
one of the boys.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you've got to be a bit more brutal, haven't you?
Yeah. And
When you're running
you've no
things.
friends. You've no friends as a manager.
No.
In the dressing room, it's like, well, apart from your coaching staff, but none of those players are your mates. They're all people who have to put in a performance for you.
Yeah.
Can he do that? Can he make that change? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm not for
No,
sacking
no.
managers early. I'm really not. Obviously, Man United famously did this with Ferguson. They didn't sack him, and look what he went on to achieve. So I'm not a big fan of sacking managers early, but when you spend that much money and it doesn't look like you've got the dressing room, that is when a manager does have to go.
Yeah.